In this video, I'm gonna go over my 2022 New Year's resolutions, my accomplishments and wins from this past year, and what I learned and realized through the process. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Kokun and I'm a real estate investor, and I run a real estate team that helps investors buy and sell rental properties here in the Niagara region. If you're interested in learning more about us, definitely check out some of the links in the description. Now, 2021 was a big year for me, both personally and in business. I became a father and there were a lot of changes that had to be made as a result of that. It's been extremely rewarding, but very challenging at the same time, as any of you who are parents would know. One of the biggest changes that I made was forming Team Kokun, which is my real estate team. Until this point, I basically was running a solo operation. I was helping investors directly myself. And just in the past year prior to 2021, I started to hire assistants and started to get some help. And eventually my wife was working together with me as my pretty much full-time assistant. And we were working together to build this business and grow this business. Now, at the end of 2020, our first team member, Ryan, joined our team as an investment coach to help our clients to buy and sell properties, similar to the way that I was helping my clients. And this year in 2021, we had the biggest changes where my wife had to step back from the business. We had to hire an admin to take over that role. And we had two more team members, Jiva and Hanish, join our team. So now we are a team of 5. And for our first calendar year of being in business as a real estate team, it has been pretty incredible, helping our clients purchase and sell over 100 properties. This year was also the year that myself and my wife actually purchased our own primary residence. Up until this point, I had been purchasing rental properties and investment properties, but we actually did not own the home that we lived in. We were living in rentals up to this point. So this was a big change for us to actually buy a primary residence. Now, I used the knowledge that I had gained up to this point to make a smart purchase, to buy a home with a basement apartment to keep my monthly costs low. So we were able to utilize the experiences I had up to this point, but it was a big shift to go from renting to owning. And one of the big milestones that I accomplished in my real estate investing was to become a millionaire through my real estate investments. That's building over $1 million in equity in the properties that I own. This was something that had been a big goal of mine for many years, and it was very cool to be able to achieve that. Now, the first realization and takeaway that I got from this past year, and it became very apparent, especially closer to the end of last year, is that I need to say no to opportunities that only have the potential to make more money. Where it wasn't something that I was necessarily interested in, passionate about, or had any other purpose other than making money. The more that I've been able to create wealth through real estate and the better that our team has been doing, I found myself presented with far more opportunities than I've ever had in the past, but it's become much clearer that, hey, I want to keep my eye on the ball. I don't want to get distracted trying out different things in areas that I'm not interested in other than just to make more money. And the second realization that ties in with the first one is that I want to make lifestyle decisions. And what I mean by that is I want to say yes to opportunities that are aligned with the lifestyle I want to live, not necessarily simply to make more money. An example of this is I want to look at ways I can improve my business. I want to look at ways I can improve my investing in a way that doesn't take more of my time, in a way that doesn't make me work 80 hours a week where I can't spend that time with my family or spend that time pursuing my passions or hobbies. And my third takeaway is actually closely tied to the first and second as well. And this is to work with great people and to treat them really well. The only reason our team was able to do as well as it did was because we have amazing members that we work together on our team. The only reason my real estate investing has progressed as much as it has is because I have great people to help me with the renovations, with the property management, with all the different aspects that goes into running the real estate investing. So my goals moving forward are to really find great people and treat them well, because that's the way I'm going to be able to grow my business without it taking more of my time, without it taking away the lifestyle that I've come to now enjoy, which allows me to spend time with my family and really do the things that I want to do. Now let's go into my 2022 New Year's resolutions. So in 2021, I let go of all of my goals and it resulted in me actually being a lot happier and at the same time making a lot more progress than I ever expected, which was a funny combination. Now in 2022, I want to continue that. So I haven't set any big goals for myself, so to speak. I have, however, put my focus on this one thing, which is to focus on small incremental steps that I can take. Let me give you an example. So the one area in my life that I've been falling far short of where I would like to be has been in my physical fitness and in my health. Up to this point, I had been so focused on working that I didn't really prioritize taking time to exercise, taking time to keep my body healthy. And I've even tried many different types of exercise routines, getting gym memberships, trying to hold myself accountable in different ways. And so far, nothing has really stuck. And one of the key problems that I find for myself is that I start something, and as soon as I start it, I'm kind of a highly motivated person, so I don't like to do things on an average normal level. I always want to push myself and see what I can do. What ended up happening is that I would push myself, especially in this realm of exercise, to the point that the exercise became so hard that I didn't want to continue it or that I couldn't keep it up. And this resulted in me not having a consistent exercise routine, which then didn't allow me to have a healthy lifestyle. So in 2022, my focus has been to re-engineer it backwards and look at how can I make this as simple as possible in order to build the habit of exercise. And instead of focusing on accomplishing some big goal as it relates to exercise, my focus is how I can build the habit of exercise. And this is very simple, but very hard, at least for me. So in order to create this habit of exercise, I've decided to follow James Clear, the author of The Atomic Habits, in his simple template to creating a habit that sticks. The first is choose a location and a time and date you're going to do it. So for me, it's going to be in this office on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 p.m. And the exercise is going to be very simple. So it's going to be 10 squats. And the third part is I'm going to limit myself. So I'm not actually going to allow myself to do anything more. I'm not going to let myself do an 11th squat. It's just going to be those 10 squats. And actually, I've been doing this for the last 2 weeks and it has uncovered something very interesting. Initially, I started at noon on these 3 days. And what I've realized is that noon is actually a very busy time of the day for me. And it's hard for me to carve out that time to exercise. So by starting with something so simple and realizing that I wasn't able to make it work, I've then shifted it to 5 p.m. at a different time of the day that I think I'll be able to be more consistent. The next part is I've realized I need to set reminders, some sort of, so it's in my calendar, it's an alarm on my phone, so it's a cue to trigger, hey, now's the time to exercise, go do it. Now this is part one. Obviously 10 squats 3 times a week is not really going to do a whole lot for me, but the most important part that I'm working on is the habit of exercise, not the actual exercise itself. Once I develop this habit, I believe that I'll be able to increase the intensity without reducing that consistency, which is the key part of all of this. And on this same theme, this is my focus this year. And even with content creation, I want to improve the quality of the videos I produce. One part of that is actually writing down my ideas. So whenever I get an idea, write it down on my Google Keep. I'm going to make notes on the idea, make a couple of ideas relating to that main theme so that my videos have a bit more structure and have a few more key points to it so that there's a bit more of a flow to the videos. And the way I'm going to do this is by taking 10 minutes a day to write out a script, by taking, a second whenever I get an idea to write down my idea. And this incremental work will result whenever I'm in front of a camera and wanting to record a video, I'll have 10, 20 ideas to choose from with, well-developed ideas that I can really let it flow. Now, my third New Year's resolution is to learn Japanese. As some of you may know, I'm half Japanese, my wife's fully Japanese, and I've decided that I want to make a bit of an effort to learn the language of Japanese so that I can actually communicate to my wife's family a little bit better. And our plan is at some point in the next year to visit Japan, so it'll come in handy then. And the way I'm gonna do this is the exact same. I've downloaded a little app that has a tutorial on how to learn Japanese, and they teach it in very small incremental steps. And my plan is similar to the first two, 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes here and there, just a consistent, small amount of activity and small amount of effort that over time will compound to become a great result. So we'll see how that goes. Those are the three main things I'm focusing on. And in a similar way, even with my real estate investing, even with my business, this is the mindset and the principles that I'm going to focus on. Not a big result, not a big goal, but incremental step-by-step progress, something I can do daily, something I can make one step towards and make that 1% improvement, that 1% shift. And I think over the course of next year, it may result in quite incredible progress. So you'll have to see in this next year if you find my videos more engaging, if you see my business improving, if you see me just having more fun and accomplishing more things. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are my New Year's resolutions and my takeaways from this past year. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and definitely subscribe. We have a lot more content that I'm working on and preparing for this new year, and I'm super excited to share that with you. Until next time, all the best.